We're live. What's up, everybody? SlamZoneSports presents a WWE Clash at the Castle full show review for you guys. Roman versus Drew, and a sing-along after the show, and a press conference, which was shocking. I'm here with the other owner of SlamZoneSports, Fatal Streams. Say hello, Fatal.
Hello everyone, my name is Fatal Streams, and I am the co-owner, co-host of SlamZoneSports. We are here with a review.
Anyway, guys, we got a lot of stuff coming up to SlamZoneSports, and we got some gaming stuff coming up to SlamZoneSports. We got a lot of things coming to SlamZoneSports, so stay tuned. We'll keep you guys updated through Discord, social media, things like that. We got a lot of things coming. Make sure to keep following. Make sure to keep subscribing. Hit the rate, like, and subscribe if you guys haven't yet. We're live on YouTube. We're live on everything right now, so the review will be there. Anyway, we got a guest today. We got Sir Joseph Pesci. Go ahead and say hello, buddy.
Hello. How is everybody doing?
All right. So I will let you gentlemen. I'll follow your guys' lead. Pesci or Fatal, do you want to start off the show? What you guys thought about Clash of the Castle? Tomorrow we got Worlds Collide, and we got AEW All Out. I know Pesci's on the fence; he's going to buy it or not. So there will be a watch along presented by somebody, or we'll go be finding it.
I might try to do the free one, and if the free one isn't working,
got you. So, what did you guys think of the show tonight or this afternoon?
I'll listen to Fatal first.
It was okay. I mean, it wasn't really good in my opinion. I mean, I feel like it could have gone a lot better. I feel like maybe I missed a tag title match, if there was one.
There wasn't one.
Well, there you go. This is why it wasn't very. It was just anticlimactic. Just was.
I think the show just felt like a good episode of Raw.
Yeah, just long and drawn out. You know, it felt long, it felt drawn out, especially the main event. There was a lot of teasers saying that Paul Heyman was going to come back, and he was even in the graphic, you know, and he wasn't there.
Honestly, I have mixed emotions about Clash at the Castle. So on one hand, I get what they were trying to go for. You know, big crowd, first time in you know, Scotland or in the big, you know, grayscale of things. They're trying to do bigger shows. It felt more to me like in your house. Remember those pay-per-views back in the day? It felt like in your house. Like, big audience, big crowd. And
I mean, if you want to say the two things I noticed, if you want to say what they did well, the one thing I thought was finally the Intercontinental belt looked like it actually meant something.
Yes,
it wasn't just another squash match. It was actually a match that had a little bit of meaning behind it. What did they do with Lashley tonight?
Nothing. They didn't have Lashley. They didn't have Lashley on the pay-per-view.
That's something that's where they're lacking, because there's a belt that it should have had a feel like the Intercontinental Champion. Now, if you would have led the show off, maybe I think they let it off with that woman's whatever. If you want to do it like that, that's fine, just to get out of the way. But then I would have went right into like the European Championship. You need to make the championship mean more for those kind of, I don't want to call them pay-per-views, but whatever you call that venue, the Clash of the Castle.
Like, you barely even showcase these titles on television, but you're not going to put them on fucking pay-per-views either. Where are they getting any spotlight? You know, where is the heat on these titles?
So on Raw, they didn't have the women's belt defended, and I know why they didn't, because of Becky Lynch. I noticed that they didn't have the tag team belts because the Usos can't travel. Because of Jey Uso. I believe it's Jey, or I think it's Jimmy. I think it's Jey or Jimmy. One of them is under DOI.
Then why didn't we write these guys to lose the championships before this pay-per-view?
I agree with you.
And have a different match.
I
agree
and then
have them win them back later.
I agree with you with that, and I think they're
What, the Usos?
Yeah. So the Usos cannot travel. So from my knowledge and my knowing, Jimmy or Jay or one of them got in trouble
well,
for.
that's why. If they can't travel, that's why.
Yeah, I
the
think they're
opening
on
was
probation. I
Roman.
think one of them's on probation for that DUI.
That's why Roman Reigns is. Okay.
Yeah.
That explains
So
that.
to me, they're protecting Roman here. I felt through that match they were protecting Roman. They did everything to kind of help Roman, and then you had the younger cousin come in.
That's their younger brother.
Younger brother,
That's
sorry.
the
You
Usos'
did a
younger
good
brother.
job not burying Drew tonight.
You know, I got to give WWE that credit. And also in the press conference, which is the first thing, you know, WWE hasn't done in a while. They haven't been one-to-one with the fans like that, intimate like that. And I got to give Triple H his credit. I know at the very beginning of that press conference is comparing AEW. Wasn't really trying to. What I was trying to compare AEW to was the fact that Triple H, and I know Triple H has the skills and the experience and all that. I felt that there was no strafing. When WWE talked about things, there was no strafing. You know what I mean? When he talked, it was to the point.
If I could say one thing to Liv Morgan, so Liv Morgan, if people are listening to this, in the press conference, she said it had a WrestleMania feel. I completely disagree with that. Only reason why it had that feel to her is because she was in the building. But to be honest, Liv, back here in the States, we didn't have no WrestleMania feel.
No,
you know what I mean?
I agree with that.
Triple H has always been a speaker. He's always been good at that, and they've always done press conferences and stuff like that before and after pay-per-views.
Just
they
not
just
on air.
They just haven't been televising them.
Well, I've heard them talk about Triple H.
That's the advantage that WWE
I'm
has
saying in a
over
good way.
AEW. It's still new.
I'm saying in a good way. They're doing. What I'm trying to say is they're doing more olive branch things to the fans. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Yes, but can I please give an opinion?
Sure. Sure. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Keep going.
Oh, no. I finished my point. You're good. Go ahead, Fatal. I'm sorry.
I think the press conferences on the AEW side are just fine. They need to get better at with the questions and better at speaking. That whole ending segment, though, to Clash of the Castle, the whole singing thing between Tyson Fury and Drew McIntyre, that was stupid to me. I'm sorry. They lost me, and that was just a way to try to put me to sleep.
You don't like Sweet Carolina? You don't like Take Your Horses to Town?
I just wanted to go to bed at that point. I was like, oh, is it nap time?
Yeah,
Are they singing me to
want us
bed?
to get into Tyson Fury more in the future, which they plan on probably bringing him into more things. We're not really going to be like too much into him from a wrestling standpoint when he's singing songs. Like, yeah, we might like him as a boxer because that's real.
Fatal, did you get the vibes that I thought they were going to sing and then he was going to punch him out?
Yeah, that's where I thought they were going to go with it, and they just didn't. I was waiting for the knockout. I was waiting for a heel turn of some sort, or Drew to hit him, anything, and just nothing.
The only reason
very anticlimactic, very boring. Like, okay, the hometown boy, he lost, but we're still going to put the spotlight on him.
Right.
Yeah, the only reason why I didn't think there was going to be a heel turn is because of Karrion Kross. He came out in the middle of the match, and I don't see them going straight into Karrion Roman. I see them going into Karrion Drew, so it would make no sense unless Tyson turned heel, but he's not a wrestler. I saw that Tyson Fury a Braun Strowman match in Saudi, and it was god awful. You know, Tyson Fury is not close to being a wrestler. If anything, maybe make him a manager.
We got Braun Strowman coming back. I mean, I'm just saying Braun Strowman coming back. I don't understand. I get Triple H. I get it. He wants to give a redo and a reboot on Braun Strowman. I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, I didn't like Braun Strowman to begin with. I don't
Yeah, I
even
didn't
like.
really care for Braun Strowman too much. I think the best thing he ever did was get these hands when he won the tag team titles with that kid, and then that was it.
And
Yeah, I
Tyson
never
Fury.
liked. I always didn't like him after that. But I will say this about Braun: I think in the right creative situation, he'll look fine for a wrestler. You don't have to make him heavyweight champion, but you could put him in something and maybe make him in.
So I will say tonight's show, literally for me in the aspect of things, I will say it was like in your house. It was like it felt like in your house back in
Felt
the
like
day.
a house show.
Yeah, it felt like a glorified stadium house show. Now
Yeah, with title matches,
now in
One
the
of the
like a
things you don't
shorter
really see on
Saudi.
TV too much, Like, yeah.
Felt shorter version of Saudi.
Mm-hmm.
yes, and I felt the crowd was more into it though. I felt from the beginning, middle, and end the crowd was totally in it.
Yeah, that I do believe.
And
Yeah.
But they're huge wrestling fans out there in
Yes.
the UK and in Cardiff,
Yeah.
they're big wrestling fans.
Well, with Triple H bringing NXT Europe next year, they need to get the excitement going for more of that kind of stuff to happen because you're gonna have NXT Europe there next.
I wonder if that was that the stadium that they do the football game in?
That's where their big rugby team plays. That's where their major rugby team plays. So it's a big stadium. From my understanding, a huge rugby team plays there. Big league of rugby. Ireland has a couple of football teams, which we call it soccer here in the States. I know, give me shit for that. I'm waiting for the audience to give me shit for calling it soccer, but it's in your country it's called football. But we call it soccer because we have American football. That's why the NFL. I would honestly say for me, the Gunther match I really liked. I liked the Seth Rollins Matt Riddle match. I thought it had a kind of a story that they were playing off of Matt Riddle being too angry to overcome to beat Seth Rollins. So there's going to be probably another match coming soon for that. And I think the Gunther, it's typical WWE hometown people don't win. Usually they don't. And they kind of played that. And you don't want to have Gunther lose like to Sheamus right now. I think you could have Sheamus work his way back up to that point to win a Triple Crown as he wants it. That's just my personal take on it. I just thought, the Gunther match, there was some type of story. And thank goodness to make the Intercontinental belt important. Like, the Intercontinental belt was so weak sauce with Shinsuke having it and Sammy for a second there. Now it feels important. And did you guys see Imperium? Imperium's back in WWE. I'm excited about that. Imperium was the shit in NXT. I'm happy about it.
But can Gunther please have his name Walter back?
Yeah, right? Right? I agree with you with that.
It really what this... I hate to call it a pay-per-view, but really what Clash of the Castle did was... Now it's like, okay... Now the honeymoon phase is kind of, you think now everything going forward should be Triple H now. This should be the final little maybe touches that obviously Vince will have input, but now it's to a point where we should start to see a little bit more of Triple H with tomorrow's product. It should be a full Triple H show. Let's see how, he kicks it off. That'll be the true grade of, I think, today will be tomorrow's Raw.
Right. I agree with that.
Just to see where he's going with some guys. And, like, for instance, Tyson Fury. Does Tyson Fury just get the knockout and that's it? Are they going to try something with him?
I think All Out may not have the attendance, but I think they're going to blow him out of the water as far as product on the show.
And that's another reason why I'm interested in watching All Out, because isn't All Out considered their WrestleMania?
Yeah,
it's their second biggest show.
Is it?
It would be like it's like
Okay.
their Royal Rumble to me. I think Double or Nothing is more like their biggest show because that was their leading pay-per-view. Whenever they first came out, first pay-per-view was Double or Nothing.
So with this pay-per-view tomorrow, Tony Khan has stacked the card. He added 4 more matches to this. including that
Well,
mixed tag match as well on
Tony
Rampage.
Khan, one of his problems is, and Kenny Omega's not even like this because Kenny Omega believes in storylines, but Tony Khan just thinks, well, if you have a good match, that goes along with that.
I want to say this. Tony Khan was the best booker 2021. I think he's had the cards stacked on him this year with injuries and everything. I think with his roster coming back at All Out, hopefully MJF shows up. I know we're switching topics from WWE to AEW. I really hope tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned, AEW doesn't go on too long, and they have a beginning, middle, and end, and the pace is good. And I really hope that we get some surprises. Supposedly Tony Khan has said that there's going to be some major moves that are going to be made here. All Out is usually their second biggest show or first biggest show, and I'm really hoping that we do see MJF because, I don't want to see his thunder and his piping hot steam that he has going on go away. Because if they don't bring him here, then that tells me either A, that they're still under contract disputes and everything that was in the dirt sheets was bullshit, and we're not getting him here. If we do get him, where is he coming back as? A face or a heel? Or face heel turn, he could be either or any day of the week. But that's just where I'm at with it. As far as WWE goes, as far as this goes, it felt like in your house to me. It didn't feel like when you don't have your top titles, all of your top titles here, if it's a big pay-per-view, and I really thought going into this they were going to have Drew McIntyre win this, but honestly, it could have gone either way, and I think Drew will come back into the fold of having the titles. I don't think they want to take it off of Roman right now. I don't think they...
I think what tonight showed, if anything, is it's time to unify the women's belt.
Yes.
Because I think that division as one, maybe you could do a little bit more than you're doing. Than making two... Because you got Bianca Belair, who's a champion, and then you got Liv Morgan. But it's like, which one feels like your number one champion?
I think they value. I think they honestly value Bianca Belair more than they do Liv Morgan.
Probably. She's obviously, when you look at Bianca, she's more talented up and down. She looks like a wrestler and for a woman, and she actually is more stronger.
I think Liv Morgan.
I just look at Liv Morgan and I'm like, well, I think Rhea Ripley should have had run that belt.
Now
I'm tired of the That Boy champion. Like, That Boy, you deserve it. What, they deserve it? Why? Because
now, Fatal, you were talking about earlier about the United States champion, and I know you had a lot to say about the other belts. What's your opinion on that? With WWE not representing all their belts, you were kind of having a moment like, where's your other belts earlier?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, I don't know, the show was just boring.
I got you.
It was just boring all the way up until the main event, and even the main event, they drug out the beginning to the start to that match. They made Roman look like he was going to lose.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that was the lead up to the debut of the Usos'
That's just
younger
it. The only
brother.
thing that was interesting about that match, if anything, is there were points where you thought Roman was going to lose. I mean, I don't know if that's, like I said, I don't know if that's a good thing or whatever.
Then typical Universal Championship match, it ends in fuckery.
Yeah.
And I'm just tired of the fuckery.
You want a nice, clean match. You want it from beginning, middle, and
That's
end.
what I appreciate AEW for, is they actually let their matches end kind of more decisive.
I agree with that. 100%. The thing about AEW is they have frame pasting, where WWE, it's like you throw a match in that is you have
My problem with AEW is they had the formula to be a lot farther along. They should be way farther. hotter. Guys.
I'm kind of with Fatal on what we were talking about earlier on the watch along. I was with him on that. I think AEW could sell a small stadium. I really think they can fill in.
They could sell a small stadium.
I think a
They
minor
did it
league
for Double or
team.
Nothing. If we could look up the numbers for attendance for Double or Nothing, you know,
That wasn't a football stadium. They were just in a football stadium in WWE.
I don't think AEW could sell out an NFL type stadium, but I think they could sell out like a college football stadium. I think they could. We'll see, because they got Grand Slam coming up, and that's Arthur Ashe Stadium, and that fits over 30,000 people. So we're gonna see, or by 15,000, we're gonna see in a small little tennis stadium, we're gonna see how they fit everybody in. You know what I mean? How they fill in the seats and all that, because the last Grand Slam sold out. So we'll see how this one goes.
I just don't think they are as farther along. You look at Powerhouse Hobbs and guys like that. These guys should be a lot farther than they are. When I look at them, they almost look like they're in the same spot they were when Taz was with them. They were Team Taz.
Well, yeah, of course they do, because their roster is so stacked right now. You can't have the title change every week.
Well, you got to remember too,
you can't push a star every week. It's not going to work. Otherwise, pushes are going to rise and fall every single week.
Well, I think everybody's expecting, and here's the thing: WWE didn't run big stadiums for a while there until the last 10 years. So you got to the last, I would say, 15 years. You got to give AEW some time. You know, WWE wasn't running big stadiums until like 2002.
Yeah, I didn't say they were bad. I just said I think some guys. I know what you mean. You can't push a big star every week, but guys like Keith Lee and Adam Page could be a smidge farther along, a little bit more. Like, think of how hyped they were when you brought them in. They shouldn't have lost since you brought them in AEW. I know that
they're just missing it with the storylines. The storylines just rubber band back and forth from week to week, and that's where they're losing the hype.
Honestly, I will tell you.
And Tony doesn't work the guys as much, and it seems like guys take their vacations right at the point where it's time to push.
Well, here's the thing. The AEW's only been around for 3 years, right? And the thing is, there's going to be...
I guess you could say 2, because COVID, you could take away 1 year for COVID.
Yeah, I could say, you know, for what AEW has done in 2-3 years, however we want to slice it, dice it, is amazing. For what they've had, what they've struggled with, and what they've had to overcome has been freaking amazing. And Tony Khan, you know, maybe he needs help to build a stadium show. Maybe New Japan and a few other people, but I think he could pull it off. My personal beliefs, I think he can pull it off. Do I think it needs to be like a big, huge honking stadium with 72,000 people? No. I think he can fit it into like a college football stadium, like Wrigley Field, or...
I just said that was the difference. That's what Paul Heyman said in his mind is the difference.
Well, Paul Heyman can have all of his opinions in the world, but look what happened with his organization. It didn't last very long. I mean, it didn't last very long.
It wasn't built to last long. I don't think it was just built to last in that building. He could have kept paying those guys.
But as far as this, but getting back to topic on WWE, I mean, I would say the kickoff show, the crowd was into it. The women's match I thought was okay. The 6-man tag was okay. Shayna Baszler and Liv Morgan, I can give a crap, honestly, about that.
Right, that's why I said it's time to unify that women's belt.
Shayna Baszler, they have Triple H has now stock back into her. Vince really didn't. She was floundering. Gunther, I'm with Fatal on that. He should go back to Walter. If they're bringing back Imperium, they should just give him his original name back. There was no United States title defense here, which I found ridiculous. You didn't have tag team belts, but meanwhile, the Usos, you know, I just don't understand that at all. You didn't have the women tag team belts here either. You didn't have the majority of your belts being defended on television. On Peacock. And I agree with Fatal. It was a little lackluster. Outside the middle part of that show, I think Seth Rollins and Riddle saved it with Gunther and Sheamus, and then everything outside of that, it kind of tapered off. And then you had these two, you had Drew McIntyre, like, it felt like Mickey and Rocky, watching Rocky, whatever, and sitting and listening to Fury go, hey, bud, it's okay. You were going to lose. And then, like, can we just cut the show? Like, just have Roman just leave and be done. Just end it there with Roman going, acknowledge me, to the camera and just walk off. I didn't need to hear them singing "Oh Sweet Caroline" or whatever it is. I could give two shits. And Tyson Fury did knock out.
Yeah, like they could have done that off the air.
Right.
They didn't have to do that on TV.
That could be on a YouTube video, honestly, or a Facebook video for us later down, later in the day. Let me get a couple of things up here. Wrestling news wise, anything in the wrestling news department? I think Triple H pretty much answered pretty much everything in the press conference. He said he's in talks with Bad Bunny, so that tells me Bad Bunny's coming back. In the press conference, he did say that. He's been in talks. The door is open for Logan Paul. He also extended an offer to Tyson Fury, which why would you have Tyson Fury in WWE to begin with when his career's over? I don't get that one. Tyson Fury is going to be 45, 50. So I don't know why would you have over the hill.
Okay, how can you call Tyson Fury over the hill, but Ricky Morton isn't?
Ricky Morton, he is over the hill, my guy. On NWA. NWA has how many tag team belts? How many tag team belts?
Oh, my God.
4 or 5?
Yeah.
United States, European, Japan, blah, blah, this. And I'm just like, dude, how many belts do you need, Billy Corgan, man? Like, please bring back the, what was that in Impact Wrestling, that one where you had 3 matches or 3 rounds and you would fight each other? Like we're in UFC and shit, the Pure Championship or something like that. Fucking stupid. In the wrestling news, we already know Bronson Reed's being, pushed by Triple H to come back. We do have Braun Strowman coming back. And also, I forgot to mention in the review, Rey Mysterio and Dominic. Dominic turned on Rey Mysterio, so that was another weird moment, kicking the balls. And then I walked back in the room because I didn't get to see it until I saw a replay because I was going to the restroom. And
I thought it was hilarious because I thought when he turned on him, I didn't think he would do a ball kick, and it just kind of looked funny.
Oh, here's a big blow to AEW coming in. Breaking news. Kyle O'Reilly out indefinitely due to neck fusion surgery. Out a year. Indefinitely. Same surgery Big E had to have.
Well, guess what? That's the reason why we haven't seen Fish and O'Reilly. That's why Fish was planning on returning to WWE.
Well, no, Fish wasn't. They said they weren't going to renew Fish once they knew O'Reilly was out, probably.
Damn, I like
the
Kyle
report
O'Reilly.
The report on YouTube was AEW not renewing Bob Fish's contract.
You know why?
Whether
you know
he
why that
turned them down? I don't know.
You know why that is, right? He said he would go to war with Triple H. He said he would go and fight a war with Triple H against AEW. He said it on a podcast, by the way. That'll get you fired. Not very smart. Bobby Fish for saying that on a podcast, that you would go and fight a war with AEW for Triple H. Not a good idea.
Not smart.
Not smart. That's what he said. That's what got him. That's what ultimately got him removed. So what happened? So now with this breaking news, Kyle O'Reilly being hurt out indefinitely. If you guys need an article, I'll give it to you guys. Out indefinitely. Where does the Undisputed Elite go? Where do we do with Adam Cole now at this point?
They're hopefully just give Adam Cole a solo push.
I know Fatal likes
Yeah, Adam Cole would be fine just on his own.
Yeah, I
gotcha.
think he just needs. I think it's just time for Adam Cole to be on his own for one. We're trying to pair him up.
It's kind of a shame the Undisputed
And you could
Era.
push him, and you could make him the All Atlantic Championship or the All Atlantic Champion. Even you could have him beat Pac.
It's kind of sucky, man. The bad luck to with the whole you brought the Undisputed Era, and then all of a sudden the band is breaking up, and the band's going all separate ways, and shit's happening. That's crazy, me. Damn, it's crazy. But that was just in the wrestling news.
They'll end up putting him back in the Elite somehow. He'll end up back with them, and he'll just be pushing singles.
Gotcha. I agree with that. I think he should be more than Atlantic.
Because you'll have Kenny Omega and the Bucks win the trios titles, right?
Right.
Then you have Adam Cole join up with them, win some kind of big singles title, and then later on down the road you have Kenny Omega and Adam Cole feuding because Omega's jealous.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't want to give Adam Cole, honestly, to me, I don't want to give him the All Atlantic Championship though. I want him like TNT champ or in the upper level of champion. But the heavyweight belt, honestly, is for AEW right now is going to be between three people right now: Jon Moxley, CM Punk, and MJF. That's where it looks like it's going. What happens?
Well, when it comes to the TNT title, like, look, they got to put some more prestige behind that championship, or it's dead. It becomes like basically like a 24/7 championship, and like it hasn't held any prestige since Cody Rhodes held it and was defending it every single week.
Miro, man, when he was holding that title, man, I was like all into it.
Miro did well too. I thought Miro did okay.
I was like, damn,
Miro.
I
said, I don't know what they're doing. They have the ability to put on some good shows over there. You get to see some good shit on AEW. It's not that they don't give you anything. But like I said, I feel just as a company, they should be farther along with it.
Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my opinion. Should they just reboot that title, to be honest, the TNT belt, and make it bigger? Is it just me? I feel like when it's on Wardlow, I feel like it's a small belt. Is it just me? And I feel like the All Atlantic Championship looks better. Is it just me, or am I just seeing it all wrong?
If you ask me, the TNT belt needs to go over to Rampage. It needs to stay defended on Rampage every single Friday night. And it needs to come off of AEW television for Dynamite. And they need a better title to represent on Dynamite.
Well, then
because Dynamite's not on TNT anymore, but Rampage is. So they need to have that title there.
You know what?
And have it defended every single week.
You know what I like a lot? I like the TBS title that Jake Harkin holds. I think that's a better looking title than the TNT belt. To me, it looks bigger. You know what I mean? When she holds it, it's bigger. When you see the TNT belt, it just feels like I walked into like a toy store and bought a toy belt. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like I don't know, Wardlow, I just feel like it's wishy-washy in a way. You know, like he's defending it, not defending it, but at this pay-per-view, not defending it, but it just makes no sense to me. You know, that title should be, they have all these belts being defended. I just feel like they could do a lot more it's kind of like WWE, like we were talking about now about WWE. Where's the United States title? Where's Bobby Lashley? Where's the things in place,
Well, it's not where's Bobby Lashley. It's how is a guy at that caliber not have a match worth meaning in a venue of that caliber? You know what I mean? Where you're talking from a business point to give those people what they want. Like I said, you just really gave them a glorified episode of Raw, if you ask me. I mean, Bianca Belair wasn't then. She was just in a triple whatever, and I'm not saying that couldn't have been a good match, but that's where you need to unify those belts, I think.
They don't have any stock in Belair, to be honest, because Belair took the loss tonight to Bayley and her little faction.
Interesting.
And to me, I feel like Bianca is going to lose that title surely, real soon. But anyway, do we want to keep going with this review, or we're calling it here? Fatal. We're 35 minutes.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm good. Nice short review.
What are we giving it a score tonight, or letter grade?
We're gonna give it a C minus.
Yeah, same. Well, I don't know what we watched the other day and graded. Was that AEW Dynamite?
Yes.
I gotta be honest. I gotta give this a C minus.
I'm gonna give
this. The AEW's Dynamite on Wednesday was better than this.
It looked like if you were there and you lived out there, it was probably a B because you don't ever get to see any.
Right.
So I will say from that, it was a success for business for the WWE. They went out there. Those fans looked happy, even though probably some of them probably thought it was weird. Tyson Fury and what's his name were singing. But, you know, that's still better than, for them at least, they get to see Tyson Fury do something. But yeah, other than that, it was a C minus. It was nothing to, in 15 years, not that, and I do watch some pay-per-view back, but this is not a pay-per-view I'd go back and watch.
I'm going to give you some Rafe Savage for a second. All right. You guys are giving it a C. I'm giving it a D. And the reason I'm giving it a D is...
I'm not even against that grade.
Oh, no. I was being... I'm going to go Savage mode for a second. For one, not enough to me, not enough of titles being defended. Not enough for me to go, wow. You try to sell Drew McIntyre and Roman as like this big, like we're trying to compare it to WrestleMania.
Yeah. There was no tag team champion tonight?
Nope. No women's or men's. There was...
Oh, yeah, that's right. The Usos have both. Okay.
The only thing I found...
They need to just make that tag belt just one. Don't have them hold 4 of them.
I found more entertaining out of this whole night was Corey Graves. Corey Graves saved a lot of these matches, to be honest. To me, saved a lot of these matches. Byron Saxton felt out of place. And Michael Cole, they need to get Michael Cole off the mic, personally.
Yeah.
It's driving me insane. His one-liners trying to convey with the crowd. I feel like he should be a producer kind of guy and put somebody in place for him. In this moment, I could say Mario Ronaldo should be there. There should be something.
I'm not against Michael Cole having one show.
Yes, I think him and McAfee complement each other well. I think in this situation, it just to me, I wouldn't
mind Michael Cole with McAfee and one real wrestler.
Gotcha. I agree with that.
Like a Booker. Like rerun the Booker, Michael Cole, and McAfee. I think that would work.
I feel like Fatal, it was boring. And outside of maybe Corey Graves really kind of giving us something, and maybe Gunther in that, I have to give it a solid D. It's like, what are we doing? This is supposed to be Triple H's first pay-per-view, storyline-wise. Triple H hyped this up. I feel like it's a little lackluster. I feel like it was all hype going into this with, here we are, big crowd, WrestleMania-esque, then make it feel like WrestleMania-esque. You made Nashville feel more WrestleMania-esque with SummerSlam than you did this.
Looks like they're trying to coast to Rumble.
True, it looks like that. And I would also say...
Because their next pay-per-view is Extreme Rules, and that's Philadelphia. The one in Philadelphia and the Paul Heyman one. So that one's probably going to be a lot of gimmick.
Now, if I'm Tony Khan right now, I'm rubbing my hands. Now I'm rubbing my hands and going, wow, WWE, you know what I mean? I know they're not trying to compete. I get it. But if I'm Tony Khan looking at this, I'm going, damn, I can do a better show probably in a small arena and get pay-per-view buys.
All of that. And anybody who feels like we do, feels like that show was just lackluster, AEW can blow them the fuck out of the water tomorrow night.
They better be blowing. WWE better be blowing some good stuff tomorrow with Worlds Collide. They better be redeeming themselves tomorrow, because tomorrow.
Now let me ask you guys this: what can AEW do tomorrow that can make that a show? Is it about wrestling tomorrow? Is it about run-ins? What's it going to take tomorrow to make it better than what we saw?
Good matches, beginning, middle, and end.
I mean, just the fact they have so many title matches on the card almost wins.
I think what you're going to see tomorrow is AEW keep the pace. I think you're going to see MJF tomorrow. I think you're going to see some surprise stars show up. I think you're going to see some people coming off of injury, and you're going to see AEW get back to business. And they're going to be firing off on all cylinders, and you're going to see it tomorrow.
I mean, they're already star-studded right now. They got Jon Moxley. They got CM Punk. They've got Kenny Omega and the Bucks competing for the Trios titles. They've got Jade Cargill and fucking Athena battling for the TBS title. They've got,
the AAA mix.
Star-studded.
I think you're going to see Tony Khan do something WWE didn't do today. He's going to do a fan service today or tomorrow. And I think Worlds Collide, I think WWE is more excited for this Worlds Collide event than they were at Cardiff. So I think tomorrow Worlds Collide's going to, because they have title tomorrow on Worlds Collide to unify belts. And Ricochet's being pushed to the heavens on that show. So it's going to be somewhat good, because Ricochet could do the high flying, and he's a Phoenix kind of guy. When he was on Lucha Underground. I want to see Phoenix. I want to see Ricochet get back to that. I think tomorrow.
Casino Battle Royale on AEW television tomorrow the Casino Ladder match has a mystery person in it.
I'm hoping it's MJF. I don't know.
It could be.
I hope he wins it, and I hope that gives him a purpose to fight.
Hasn't he already won that before, or no?
No, he's won the other one, the Casino Battle Royale ring or whatever, Casino ring or whatever it was.
That's
3 times, I think it is. Is it 3 times Fatal? Is it 3? Is he 3 for 3?
Yeah.
Like
Diamond.
MJF is amazing though. Like anything MJF does, I mean. If I'm AEW, I'm throwing him the kitchen sink, man. I don't know why they haven't done that already. That guy is.
That's what I said. That's why I said my problem at AEW. Like, when guys like that, and where certain guys are, minus when they got hurt farther along, like Daniel Bryan could be in a lot more serious.
I have, and honestly too, I have. If we're gonna go predictions tomorrow, I got Chris Jericho losing against Danielson anyway. I think Danielson needs to be thrown a bone here. I think Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Chris Jericho is on his way out. I really are starting to see like the end of Chris Jericho. I think Chris Jericho should take a back seat. I think
it just feels that way. I think Tony Khan's going to try to keep Jericho.
Yeah, I could see that, because Chris Jericho just went on social media and shit on NXT and shit on WWE. So
I think Jericho has power in his matches, or at least power and creative that some people do not have, and I think he values that. And I think with Jericho, as long as he can have that, he'll be around. I mean, if they take stuff like that away, or he's answering to someone else,
So here's another one. Breaking news coming out of AEW camp. Malachi Black asked for his release. I'm reading that.
Wow.
I just saw that on the side.
See, I'm not shocked, and that's look, and that
it's a rumor. It's coming from Raja Sheik of one of the Fightful Select. It's coming from Fightful Select.
He's a Triple H guy too, and what's funny is, I agree. He should be farther along. I almost thought he was hurt.
Now, it says down here at the bottom of this article, AEW will be holding a press conference to address all rumors and speculation tomorrow before AEW goes live. So Tony Khan did address that to I think it was Busted Open Radio today before.
That shows you how, if Malachi Black wants to leave. And how
it's a rumor. It's from the article says it's a rumor. Malachi Black AEW status following asking for his release rumor. It's a rumor.
We haven't seen his wife in a while either, and WWE TV. We haven't seen her.
So it's a rumor. So just keep that with a grain of salt. So guys, tomorrow we're going to be live for Worlds Collide and AEW All Out. Tomorrow morning, depending on how I'm feeling, I got to watch some college football. Maybe we'll do a college football recap. I don't know. Depends on how I'm feeling. I got to get to some game streaming today, more game streaming today. I've only done 3 hours, so I got to get back to that. But tomorrow's going to be a long day for me, Fatal, and I, and the crew over here at SlamZoneSports. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of good wrestling. I'm excited. I'm more excited for AEW and Worlds Collide than I am actual anything else right now. Yeah, Fatal, anything you want to add, my friend?
Nope, I'm good.
You good? Anything else? Make sure to be following, guys. Make sure to be subscribing. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. This will also be up on Spotify after it goes live, and after we end. Thank you guys for. Check out Sir Joseph Pesci. We'll have a link down below in the description of the YouTube channel and everything. Thank you, Sir Joseph Pesci, for being here, bud. I appreciate you. And we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow with a watch along, some reviews, and we'll see you guys